Hey guys, welcome to day one of the Counter Sit Mobility Challenge. This first week, we're really going to focus on improving your pain-free ability. So these movements are going to be more short range of motion movements that reconnect the mind and muscle connection with the joints. Specifically, we're going to be working on the knees and the lower leg right now. So the first one that we start with here is tibialis raises. So this is a really underrated movement for treating knee pain, and the reason it helps is because it works the area below the knee. So the shin muscles here that attach from the top of the foot there all the way up to the patellar tendon. So this is getting some good blood flow here at the shin and below the knee. This is also the shock absorber of the lower leg. Whenever we take a step or land from a jump, that is the main muscle that's working. So really want to get strong here. This also helps improve your ankle mobility, and it gives you more access as you're able to pull the toes up at the bottom of the squat. So this gives you a little bit more ankle mobility as you get access here. This is great for bulletproofing the ankle, and it does help a lot of people with shin splints. So if you want to be strong here so that your lower leg and your ankle can handle more of the force that you're putting down when you're running, walking, jumping, because the stronger you are there in that lower leg, the less pressure comes up to the knee. Of course, you're still going to get lots of pressure at the knee, and you still want to strengthen the knees, but this is an important part of it, as it has been shown to reduce knee pain. So tibialis raises, 25 of those, making sure to take some time at the top and contract the tibialis muscle, control the way down. Don't just pump these out. You're not going to get as much benefit as if you take your time with it and contract, right? If it's too hard, closer to the wall is easier, further away is harder, and you can actually progress this one as well from two legs to a single leg. Single leg's very difficult. So then we'll have the flexor hallucis longus calf raises, or FHL calf raises, and that's just a fancy term for the muscle that points your big toe, flexor hallucis longus. So you'll come to the point where there's a stretch on your ankles with the hands on the walls. So you want a big stretch there. You want your heels almost hovering, and you're going to point your big toe. So you're going to get to the very tip toe, squeeze, and then control it back down. So get that full stretch here. Come up. You're going to do 25 of these. So the tempo is 2 seconds at the top, 2 seconds on the way down, stretch at the bottom, come back up and squeeze at the top. Right, so just like that. 25 of these is going to be, if it feels fairly easy with two legs, try getting there on one leg and working 25 each side. So this is helping you bulletproof the Achilles. It's mainly working the gastrocnemius and the flexor hallucis longus. These are two important muscles for that ankle bulletproofing. So just 25 reps in a row here. Single leg is pretty difficult. But then if you have a slant or something like that at home, you can also do it with added weight. So I'm going to show you guys today how to do everything without any equipment at all as you follow along on this workout. And then later this week, I'm going to do a version with full equipment, with a minimally equipped gym. So let's say like dumbbells and maybe some boxes. And then at the end of the week, I'll show you how to scale this with a fully equipped gym, and we'll create a list of equipment that you might need for this style of training. It's not necessary, as you can see, there's a variety of options of skill for everybody, but it does help, especially if you want to be completely quote unquote bulletproof as an athlete. Like, you really want to take your longevity seriously. Investing in the equipment is definitely worth it. So now we're going into reverse step ups. So try to think. For the reverse step up, we're focusing mostly on the knee and the quads. Whenever you put your knee over your toe, Whenever you're in this position, anywhere further, you're strengthening the quad muscles, and you mostly, anytime there's knee over toe, you're really targeting, not necessarily isolating, but you're definitely prioritizing the vastus medialis, which this is a muscle that keeps your patella on track whenever your knees are fully bent, right? So it's a lot easier in the shortened position. There's less pressure on the knee here, whereas like a full range of motion knee bend, it's gonna be a lot more pressure on the knee and a more lengthened position for that vastus medialis. So that is working it more, but for us to get there, we're gonna work on that pain-free ability, shallow knee bends. And you can bend further if you reach that heel out further, right? So starting here, this gets more difficult as we reach that heel out further. You can also elevate. I'm going to show you guys here. We have steps. You don't need a platform that raises, but it does help for measurable results. So leave this here. Just want to show you guys here on the wall. We're going to do 25 each leg, right? So here on the wall, you can see how if I bring this really close, keeping really not getting as much bend. The keys for this exercise are keeping that back completely straight, right hip extended, and mainly focusing on the knee. If you start shifting the hip forward like this reduces the amount of tension on the quads. So we want to optimize that by keeping the chest up tall and then gently bending. Right? The further that heel comes out, the more knee bend you're going to get, and the more difficult the exercise becomes. So to get that effect, and if you want it to be more measurable, you can use stairs as shown here, working up to about 6 inches and keeping the back straight. Tap, come back up. So you don't want to reach with the heel either, right? You don't want to shift your hips so you're reaching. You want to stay upright, focus on the knee and the quad right here. Tap, come up. Controlling the way down is going to give you the most out of this exercise. And then you can alternatively start adding weight, but 25 here is a great marker for having stronger knees, and it improves your ankle mobility because I'm keeping that heel down. It improves your ability to put that knee over the toe without the heel coming up. Now, if this is bringing you pain, right, we're working on increasing our pain-free ability. So if this is bringing you pain, I would suggest starting that motion with a banded terminal knee extension, TKEs for short. To do that, you would just need a band, wrap it around a tree or something similar. This is usually you're not going to find something this thick to wrap it around, but you get what I mean. And you're going to put the band behind the knee. So here, you can bend the knee slightly and then straighten it out. So what you're doing here is using the quads to squeeze that knee, to bring the knee back. You're squeezing your quads to straighten out that leg. So this is extending the knee, and what this is doing, it's a very similar motion to that actual knee bend, but without placing as much tension on the joint. You're still working the muscle because you have to contract the quads in order to straighten that leg out, but you're getting a lot less pressure on the actual knee tendon itself. So this is a great alternative if you're experiencing knee pain in the reverse step up, because you're still working those same muscles and still getting that mind to muscle connection, rewiring the mind to muscle connection without putting a ton of stress on the joint. So next movement here in our workout today is going to be elephant walks. So I want to show you guys this. Oh, perfect. 1 second. So elephant walks is a great movement for lengthening and strengthening the hamstrings. You're going to be putting tension on the hamstrings one leg at a time. So just to show you here, the reason I grabbed this mat is because you might need to scale the height at which you do these, right? You're gonna place both hands close to your feet. The goal is eventually to touch hand palms to the ground. You're gonna start with an elevated object, and this is supporting your lower back. And then from here, you're gonna straighten one leg at a time. So we're contracting the quads just like we were doing with the reverse step-ups or banded terminal knee extensions. You see I'm straightening out one leg at a time, which is putting my full body weight on the leg that is straight. And this is helping us, again, lengthen those hamstrings. As you get more and more flexible, you can reduce the amount of height that you're using. This forces you to get more stretch. You'd be surprised how quickly you can gain hamstring flexibility by doing these. Yeah, but if you're not able to touch your toes by the end of this program, I'll give you a money back. Seriously. So bring your hands down to the floor. That's the ultimate goal, is being able to do this with palms on the ground and both legs straight into this pike position. So elephant walks, great one for the hamstrings. And then we have the couch stretch. So this one is mostly to target our quad muscles as well as the hip flexors, which often get so tight from us sitting, right? This lengthening position. So to do that, ideally you want to have a mat or a couch or a bench that you can put your leg up on, and you want the knee. Actually, let me use this one because I have a cut on this foot. So you want the knee in the crevice there, and you're trying to get your butt to your heel. So if feels uncomfortable, try bringing the knee forward a little bit more. That reduces the amount of bend. And you want to drive your hip flexors forward, drive the hips forward, keeping the tension on the quad and the hamstring. This is much easier to scale on a incline bench. If you want that video, just comment couch below. I'll send you the couch stretch video. I'll tag it in the comments as well. It's much easier because you can reduce or increase the amount of incline, so you can scale this much better. Now, the closer you put your knee into this wedge here, and the closer you get your shoulders to the wall, the more stretch you're going to get in this position. Once this feels comfortable for a minute, you can then start doing lunges, bringing the hips forward, keeping the chest tall and upright, and then pushing back, contracting here, really working on lengthening those hip flexors. And you're going to do 1 minute each side until you can do 1 minute each side comfortably. Then you can start doing these pulses and doing 20 each leg. It's a great way to lengthen out the hamstrings. So hope you guys enjoyed that. This is our workout flow for the day. It takes about 15 minutes to go through it one time. It'll take about 30 minutes if you want to go through it twice. Definitely get more results out of doing it twice. This is a great flow to increase your pain free ability, and it sets you up for next week when we're going to be working more on that strength through length. So getting stronger in those lengthened positions. Drop